So we have one final segment, plug or unplug. This is where I want quick takes on various gear and plugins. I'll mention a piece. You just hit me with plug if you love it, unplug if it's something that you're kind of over or you don't really use anymore. Okay. Or if you don't know the piece of gear, you can just say, not sure. And if you want to just leave it at plug or unplug, or if you want to explain a little bit, okay, totally up to you. This is the nerdiest part.
Love it.
Of the podcast. And, you know, we want to create a little bit of controversy.
All right.
So that's always fun. So the first one, Waves Renaissance Axe.
Plug. Don't use it very often, but when I have, I like it.
Yeah. Are you using it obviously mostly for guitars or?
Yeah, it's hilarious though, because I think it's just our comp with a different name.
Yeah. I mean, but you can't, not as much flexibility at the end of the day.
I think if it wasn't titled our Axe, I don't know if I would ever use it, but sometimes I'm just like, if I have guitars and they need compression, I'm like, oh, this plugin was made for that.
It's the same thing where sometimes I'm like, I just wanted to catch some of those peaks.
Yeah, I'll use it every so often.
This is a bigger picture one, but the Arturia instrument collection.
Unplug.
You're not into it?
I have it and I like it, but I don't find myself using it very often. I think like the analog emulations, like I used the Mellotron a lot for a long time. Yeah. And I bought a Mellotron.
Yeah, I had the Mellotron too. Yeah. It's incredible.
I think like there's like a Prophet one. I bought a Prophet, and like there's a Juno one, but there's another Juno one I like better. Right. You know, the Tau one.
Yeah, the Tau one is phenomenal.
It's better. Yeah. And it's probably, I mean, actually it's probably the same, but
no, I think it's better.
Yeah.
I've like gone back, and now I have a real Juno.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and forth between the two, and every single time I'm like, I think I like this Tau one a lot better.
There's something cool about it because it's like kind of from an unknown company, and you're like, it feels kind of like janky.
Yeah.
But that makes it feel more like a Juno.
But it feels more like a classic Juno. I'll reach for the Arturia one when I'm like, let me just like scroll through their presets. Like maybe I can find something cool.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, I'm not reaching for that one.
Great user interfaces. Though. Yeah. Shout out to Arturia for their interfaces.
They're really great. Next one, Waves, very classic plugin, the SSL channel. Unplug.
I use the Plugin Alliance one.
Yeah,
which is the Brainworks one.
Yeah, the Brainworks one.
Yeah, the really SSL E channel for what is it, 4000E?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I use. I use that all the time.
Yeah, is that like kind of your go-to EQ now, or that's not a graphic EQ?
For sure. Yeah, at the high end, that and the Pultec, those are really the only two analog style EQs that I'll use.
Have you tried SSL's plugin?
No, I haven't actually.
So do you have the Slate stuff?
Not anymore, actually. I think I don't know if I'm still subscribed. I used to use it.
Yeah, so the Slate stuff, the subscription just as of like a month ago included a lot of the SSL plugins.
Really?
Yeah, and those plugins are great.
Really?
They're really good.
They better be.
Yeah, you should try it out. Like even like the free trial. Like I really like their SSL channel that they make.
I bet it must be pretty good.
No, it is. Yeah, it's I like it a lot, and their version of their SSL compressor is like my favorite of the emulations now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like the cleanest and does the thing.
Yeah, that's
really
what
nicely.
I'm looking for. With the E channel, I just like they're like the high end on it. Like if I'm trying to add some sizzle, I won't touch the frequency. The default frequency that's there on the high end, I think it's somewhere between 8 and 10. I can't remember, but just turn that up on a vocal. Yep. It's what you're looking for.
It's what everyone reaches for with like. I don't anymore, but with like CLA Vocals, like that's what it's based on.
Yeah, it's doing that.
Just go grab that.
Yeah,
and like don't have to deal with all the other bullshit.
CLA Vocals has got to be Unplug or Unplug.
It's been on other ones. I can't. I would love to do it on everyone. I probably should because that's just like it's too funny. Because
can you ask me?
Okay. CLA Vocals.
Plug.
Yeah, plug. I want to hear why.
Well, to be honest, I almost never. There's only one instance where I will use it, and it's like, frankly, if the singer is not that good.
Okay.
And I've done all of my other processing and it's still not jumping out enough.
Yeah. You'll reach for that.
And look, if I'm reaching for CLA Vocals, there are other issues. Like it kind of means that the whole ship is going down, but it's kind of like a last ditch attempt to be like, because if I'm trying to boost up a vocal that much, there are other problems. But
fair enough.
I think the myth that CLA Vocals is like the worst thing in the world, I think that's wrong. I think it's like
people have such strong opinions about it, and I used to use it, not anymore. I used to use it on almost every vocal I did.
It sounds sick.
Yeah, and some people were like, I could tell whenever it's on. And
bullshit.
One of my favorite plugins, so don't let that influence you, is UAD's Vulture.
Only use the demo. So I guess Unplug. Yeah.
I like it. One, I like how it sounds. For those who don't know, the Vulture is just a distortion box, and you can use emulation of it in Decapitator.
Yeah, it's like premium distortion.
Yeah.
It's like more subtle, master grade.
Yeah.
You know.
And I really like it because I will use it on console a lot. When I want people to like give me some fun ad libs, I'll throw it on there.
Okay, I can get into that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a good little like, hey, you want to have some fun and like do things you wouldn't have done without this on?
Right.
It's
I
really
use UAD Raw for that.
Yeah. But same thing. It's like, you know, similar idea, just to like, I don't know. There's something when, especially for ad libs or more fun, insane kind of ad libs, if you change up how a person sounds, you're going to get different results. And you know, and the beauty of console or any other monitoring program is that you're not recording it in. You can change it later.
Yeah.
But you can't change how they're going to sing it.
Yeah, you get people feel like a character.
Yes.
And they feel iconic.
Yes.
So they sing iconic.
Yes, and it's really fun. And like I have fun doing that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next one, Goodhertz Lossy.
Plug, not a huge user of it, but I know people who are, whose records I greatly appreciate and respect. It's what I find hilarious about Lossy is that we cyclically idolize and romanticize the era past. Right. So if I'm not mistaken, Lossy is based on MP3 coding.
I mean, a lot of different coding, but yes.
Yes. So it's like, I think about it and I'm like, okay, 20 years from now, what are we going to like romanticize about now? What plugin will there be to make it sound like 2023, you know? Have
you used the reverb function on it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's the thing that not a lot of people think to grab it for. And it has reverb on it.
Interesting.
And it sounds, I don't know how to describe it, but it does a thing that I want every once in a while.
Is it like a mono reverb?
No, it's not mono. It's just like it's the Lossy's like going through it, and it's a very specific sound. I really don't know how to describe it.
I gotta check it out.
Because like I don't even know what it's based off of. It's just like their verb on the Lossy plugin.
Sick.
And it's like kind of awesome. And the last one, which we kind of spoke about it a little bit before, but I always like to end on plugins that are some of the most used plugins to create a lot of controversy.
Sure.
OTT.
Plug.
Yeah, well, we gave it away earlier. Where are you using it besides the mix bus?
Almost nowhere. If I'm making dance music, which I'm actually finding myself doing more and more recently.
Wherever it leads.
I will use it, but I will say plug with a huge asterisk. I hate the way records sound when people use OTT on everything. Yes. I hate OTT, the genre.
Yeah.
Because it is one.
Yes,
like there's a dance music genre. Like when we all found out that that's what Skrillex was doing.
Yeah.
Like on his Scary Monsters EP, like even the way he was doing it back then sounded unbelievable. But the disciples of that, I don't like the mid-scooped. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things where when you're doing it, it's very enticing. You know, you're like, this does sound better. This does sound better.
It makes everything sound exciting.
Yes. But then like we were talking about records you want to turn up or turn down.
Yeah.
You want a record that everyone's going to want to turn down, put OTT all over it. But that being said, it is an incredible plugin.
Yes.
If you know, or I'm not going to say if you know, because my way is not right, but you'll never see me going above 25%.
Yeah, I'm even less. I'm rarely grabbing OTT, but there are some times when like I have a sound, but I'm like, oh, the sound is good, but it's missing a thing. I'll try a couple things and I can't quite get it there. Like almost like what you were saying with CLA Vocals, right? Whereas like sometimes I'll grab OTT and just like put it on there and be like, oh, okay, now it's doing a thing I like a little bit more. And personally, I'm rarely going past like 7-8%.
Yeah.
Unless I really want to fuck up a sound.
You're a more reasonable, civilized man than I am.
Yeah, I mean, that's just. I also like things that are like very mid-focused and warmer. That's just kind of my palette that I like, which is why I so rarely go for OTT.
My theory with OTT, the reason it got so popular, other than the wild excitement that it gives sounds, is it makes mixing very easy.
Yeah,
because everything sits with each other.
Right. Which
is also the problem with it, because your mixes end up being this like 3-band. Like very narrow kind of thing, and it sounds very cohesive.
Right.
But it ultimately, when I listen back to those mixes, like I had a phase when I used a lot of it, I'm very unsatisfied with them because they're bright and they're mid-scooped and you have to turn them up so loud for me to feel the mids that I want to feel.
Yeah. And my complaint about OTT, which again, I use it and I think everyone should have it in their wheelhouse and learn how to use it correctly, and I'll put that correctly in big quotes, is I feel like a lot of records that use it heavily don't sound like records. They don't have that that heart. I don't know how to describe. It's such like a musical subconscious thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like it lacks that like emotion that I think, it's why we're using a ton of like analog or analog modeled gear, because we want things to be musical and have emotion in it.
Yeah, it really does. Like it everything that it gives, it also takes away something equal.
Yep. And that's why I'm scared to go past like 7 or 8.
Hey man, live a little.
I used to put it on my mix bus, but those days are gone. But I cheat in other ways.
Yeah, we all cheat. Yeah,
we just have to listen. I'm just trying to have dinner with my kid.
Yes. If OTT gets me to dinner on time, put it on.